It's May 19th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have airmen stranded at sea, a wagon trail led by the dead, and a darkness so unnatural people believed the end had come. Let's begin. On May 19th, 1855, a wagon train prepared to leave Bethel Colony, Missouri, for the far edge of the American frontier. But at the front of the line was a dead boy. His name was Willie Keil. He was only 19 years old when malaria took his life, just 4 days before his father's religious communion was set to begin the long journey west. Before he died, Willie wished to lead the expedition into the Oregon Territory, and his father, Dr. Wilhelm Keil, refused to let death break that promise. A special lead-lined coffin was built. Willie's body was sealed inside and placed in a barrel filled with high-proof Golden Rule whiskey. The strange casket was loaded into a wagon and positioned at the very front of the train. For nearly 2,000 miles through the summer heat, dust, river crossings, and dangerous frontier led the living west. Near Fort Laramie, according to accounts, the Native American War Party approached the wagon train asking to see the boy. When they looked upon the preserved coffin, they quietly left. Months later, the group reached Washington Territory, and Willie was finally buried near present-day Raymond, Washington. He never survived the Oregon Trail, but somehow he led it. On May 19, 1919, a battered flying boat appeared in the harbor of Ponta Delgada, but it had not flown there. It sailed. Days earlier, the U.S. Navy had launched a daring attempt to cross the Atlantic by air, sending 3 massive Cutlass flying boats into the sky, the NC-3 and the NC-4. The planes followed a chain of naval destroyers stationed across the Atlantic, each one meant to guide them through the darkness. But during the long night flight from Newfoundland, thick fog swallowed the NC-3. The crew lost sight of the destroyer's lights, and then came the ocean. At daybreak, John H. Towers and his men were forced to set the aircraft down in the rough Atlantic waves. The landing shattered parts of the plane, damaging the engines and any hope of taking off again. Their radios were dead, and they were 100 miles from safety. So they made a desperate choice. They turned their airplane into a boat. Using a canvas and broken spare parts, they rigged a makeshift sail and began crawling across the sea in their crippled aircraft. For 2 days, the men battled waves and wind, guiding the damaged boat for more than 200 miles in open water. And against all odds, the NC-3 reached shore. The NC-3 failed as an airplane, but somehow became one of the most unforgettable boats in naval history. On May 19, 1780, people of New England looked up and watched the day disappear. At first, the sky turned a strange, sickly color of pink and coppery red, as if the sun itself had been stained, then gone out. Across parts of the northeast United States and Canada, daytime collapsed into an unnatural darkness, causing families to light candles inside their home. Farmers stopped working, shops went quiet, and people thought Judgment Day had arrived. Nature began to act as if night had surely come. Chickens returned to their roost, cows wandered to their stalls, and frogs began calling in the wetland. The air smelled of soot and ash, and the darkness stretched from New Jersey to Maine. Even George Washington recorded the strange conditions in his diary during the Revolutionary War, and no one in 1780 could explain it. Today, scientists believe it was swallowed by smoke from a massive wildfire from the forests in Ontario, but for the people standing beneath it, they didn't know. Imagine living before weather satellites, before modern science, and watching the animals go to sleep as the sun vanished overhead. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.